Everyone, we're moving from paragraphs to essays this week, so I thought I'd give you a couple of examples of what that might look like. This first paragraph, My Job in an Apple Plant, was written in response to a prompt to write about your worst job. This person's worst job was working in an apple plant. You can tell that right away, not just from the title, but from the topic sentence. Here we have the two parts. Here's the topic sentence. As you know, the topic sentence has two parts, the limited topic, in this case working in an apple plant, and then the writer's idea or opinion or attitude, whatever you want to think about when you're thinking about the topic. In this case, the opinion is, it was the worst job I ever had. As a paragraph, it immediately starts with the point and then moves into the support. This finished paragraph has a nice transition. First of all, the work was physically hard. So this is the first reason why it was a bad job. Then the writer goes on to give examples, details about it being physically hard. Having to take cartons for 10 hours a night, put them on skids, and it goes on. After he's done talking about that first reason, he goes on to the second reason why it was the worst job, always going back to the topic sentence, the main point of the paragraph. The second bad feature was the pay. Then explains what he means by that. It was minimum wage. Doesn't just say that it was minimum wage, but explains that at that time that was only $3.65 an hour, which you can see is nothing. But you also can see that this was written a long time ago, or at least he had the job a long time ago. And only a quarter extra for working the night shift, having to work 60 hours. Some nice details. So you don't just trust him when he tells you it was bad. You can see it for yourself, that is really low pay. And then finally, the last thing this person hated about the job, the working conditions. And then goes on to explain why he thinks these were bad working conditions. Again, the details let us, the reader, see for ourselves why it was a bad job. We don't have to just take his word for it. He proved it to us. We could see exactly why he thinks what he thinks. So this is a pretty good paragraph. Of course, it didn't happen all at once. He didn't just sit down and start typing and have it come out. There was pre-writing, he thought about it, wrote a quick outline, and I'm going to show you what that outline might look like. So the outline for this paragraph might look like this. It's just a quick topic outline. The topic, apple plant, worst job, and the three reasons, and then go on to explain what they are. Now what he did after that was say, you know what, I have a lot more to say about this, so I'm going to write an essay. And let's look at what that essay would look like. Here's what he did when he made it into an essay. You can see that this is from page 329. It's from the book that I sent you the link of the PDF for. That chapter has a lot of good stuff about essays. So here's the essay. First, he writes an introduction. Notice the introduction begins with a broad general statement. In the course of working my way through school, I've taken many jobs I would rather forget. It's not the thesis, it's not an opinion, it's a broad statement. They get more and more narrow until we get to the thesis. But none of these jobs was as dreadful as my job in an apple plant. He follows it with a plan of development just to sort of preview the three main points he's going to develop in the body. The first body paragraph begins with a topic sentence. First, the job made enormous demands on my strength and energy. Again, it's not a fact. It's still an opinion. It's more narrow than a thesis, but still going to advance an idea, which it does. And then everything in this paragraph talks about the job making demands on my strength and energy. The second paragraph, same sort of thing. I would not have minded the difficulty of the work, reminding us of the previous paragraph. That's a transitional sentence. But then introduces this point, which is that the pay had been poor. Again, that's an opinion. Goes through, develops it in more detail, adds things. Third body paragraph, the worst part were the working conditions. It's in emphatic order. Saves the best for last, explains it, ends with a conclusion by summarizing and restating the thesis. This is what you want to do in every essay. I put a diagram below. I'll post all of these on Blackboard. I hope it helps, and I hope your essay is wonderful like this one is. Enjoy!